Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 104 of MCEternal, where today I'd like to fix my Americium machine. Our fission reactor blew up a little bit it just blew up a little bit last episode. It wasn't the end of the world though, it really wasn't that bad. I'm thinking it's not that bad. Now in fairness, I did take a good dose of Rad-X, so maybe the radiation in this chunk is worse than I think, and I can't tell because I have Rad-X effect on me. I'm not seeing a potion effect for Rad-X though, so I mean I did eat one at the end of it, right? I think I did. I don't know for sure. Anyway, the point is, I'm fixing it this episode. So what we made the mistake of doing was the active fluid cooler. I incorrectly, chose Enderium coolers thinking I need to pump Enderium into the Enderium cooler. That's not the case. You need an active fluid cooler in that spot and then pump Enderium into it. So that's what we're doing now. So if I cover this dude up and get my fission reactor, we should see a healthy and stable situation here. Nice. 43,200 heat per tick cooling. That's a lot better. That is worlds better than what we had before. And what's your insert on green looking like? HECF fuel. So you should probably be doing that at this point. And your extract on green is always active with a speed upgrade of 15. So you are behaving yourself. Maybe you just can't move fast enough on a result of the ender pearl melting that we got going on. That could be the case. Like if I did that, would you start getting... Yeah. See? He's behaving now. But don't worry. So let's see, what do we got here? We got that's full, that's getting close to full, close. All these guys are actually relatively close to full, which is nice. I don't know how that was like that. I don't know why that was there. That's weird. Anyway. So you're ready to turn on. You are doing good. Let's get this guy turned back on here. Hey, what? Wrong thing. There you are. And you're going to measure the melter, and if it's greater than 80%, emit a redstone signal on the melter. Cool. So, oh, he already ran for a tick. Well, we know things didn't explode. But we should get a fission reactor port in the back here so that we can get our flux plug. Yeah, program your liquid monitor before you connect it to the redstone signal that turns on the reactor. Sounds like a good idea to me. Disable limit sounds cool. And he's ready to roll. So once this guy fills up, right, with a smidgen, around 80% fluid, right, which it'll get there reasonably soon, I would think. At some point. Boy, you have a lot of fluid to fill. Don't forget they have like the internal buffers of the conduits themselves. There we go. Nice. So this thing will kick on in just a moment. There it goes. It's running. Look at that. 26,000 RF a tick. His fuel will last for about... Nice. Just over 5 minutes. That ain't bad. So each one of these fuel cells lasts for 5 minutes. It's generating 26,000 RF a tick. That is not too bad. Decent efficiency, decent cooling. I'm going to call that a pretty solid win, I think. I think that's cool. All right. Well, that's nice that it's not nuclearly exploding. Now, if for some reason the ender tank here drained, it would turn off the reactor, right? That's what we set up with the redstone conduiting here. So if for some reason we ran out of resin and ender, the most likely scenario of that happening would be we ran out of ender pearls, right? So if we run out of ender pearls, we run out of resin and ender, we run out of resin and ender, and we wind up with a reactor that would explode. But because we've set this guy up with the redstone control here with the fluid monitor, when the melter has less than 80% fluid inside of it, what'll happen is it'll say, I'm out of resin and ender, and it'll turn off the reactor. And that'll be cool. Nice. So we actually have like a lot of radiation in the chunk because of this, because like, yes. So let's F3G this dude and get ready for some stuff. Let's see, do we have more factory blocks? We do. Cool. Let's get you. Let's get this. Let's get one of these here. Here. Here and here. And build to me. And boop, boop, boop. That'll do. That'll do nicely. Cool. So we want a spacing of 3 in between each one of these, right? And that should be cool. Whoops. And I should kick off a few more scrubbers. 15 more, because we want 16 total. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 by 4. Perfect. That actually, like, if you look at it, that actually balances out really nicely with everything. Because it is technically 3 blocks between that one and that one. So that's actually works out really well. The math on that is just pretty good. So 0 MRADs per tick, 5 MRADs. You've got, you know, a little bit less all in these areas. Okay, cool. I really want to know if I have Rad-X applied to me at the moment, because I don't know if that's affecting me. Let me check. Okay, so we got our scrubbers ready to roll. The cleanup crew, quest complete. So how's my... I mean, we're definitely... You know what? 157 MRADs per tick. That's a decent amount, I would say. It's definitely in the red zone. But I think... Okay, I think I see what's happening. I want to say because I ate the Rad-X, I'm absorbing 5 MRADs per tick. However, without the Rad-X, I would be getting 157 MRADs per tick. Okay. Now, it says this lasts for 10 minutes, but I don't see a potion effect on me. So I'm curious if there's a way to see how much longer that is and what happens when it wears off. My expectation would be... Because we ate some at the end of last episode, right? Though it's definitely been about 10 minutes at least since I've eaten that. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm going to give it a few minutes here and just see if for some reason on the bottom left, just so I understand the mechanics of it, if on the bottom left we drop, we have our MRAD spike up after a little bit more time. All right, be right back. Though in fairness, it might be my armor helping with things too, because that also has stuff. Like if I took this off, yeah, it'd be at 160. So I don't think it's the Rad-X that's helping. But look how fast my radiation goes up. Yeah. We're getting about a rad a second. Well, 2 rads a second, honestly. Probably a little bit more without radiation protection armor on. So that's a good time. All right, let's do... I don't think we need this no more, right? So let's get you guys set up. Clean up all the radiation in this chunk because, hey, we are not fans of leaving a big mess. Right? Right. All right, so that gets you guys covered. You're going to go in this corner. We're going to get you guys covered. And you're going to go in this corner. And that should be pretty groovy. And then if we right-click you guys, active radiation removal. Nice, 36 MRADs per tick. Beautiful. So that's going to show the radiation in this chunk starting to fall at some point. So we're at 121 now when we were at 160 before. That is cool. 79 MRADs per tick. Definitely rapidly dropping the amount of radiation in this chunk. All right, cool. So we can definitely see... Oh, wow, we dropped to 8. Wow, that was a quick drop right there. Holy cow. Yeah, no, we... 0. Beautiful. Beautiful. And like I said, we'll see the radiation from this chunk then spill into this chunk and get absorbed by the scrubbers. So we don't need scrubbers in every chunk. You know, those scrubbers were probably helping with this chunk, but because this chunk is generating so much from our Americium, we do want to, you know, have the scrubbers taking care of things, right? So we'll want to keep that in mind. Cool. All right, so that's pretty much nuclear craft fission, except for the part where you break part of the reactor by mistake because you're mining too big of an area. Don't do that. That I wouldn't recommend. But otherwise, yes, that is nuclear craft fission, right? That is fun. I like building the different reactors. It's super handy to have access to the copy pastes and to know the different reactor components, but it's also fun to build your own. How are we doing over here? 33. See? Definitely going down. Nice. All right. So, the other thing I wanted to do, and I don't know if we're going to do it this episode, but I definitely wanted to look into the salt reactors, because that's a lot different. I've never played with that before. Like, I've never investigated what salt reactors are like. They're complicated. That's all I know. That's all I know. But I don't know. Let me look briefly into them and see what's up. So what I think I've decided, guys, is we're going to play with fusion a little bit today. You know, nuclear craft fission is cool. I want to do the salt reactors, but they are super complicated looking. I literally spent like an hour and a half today just looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to do a video on this. Like, I need to do some test world stuff. So I think I want to do fusion, just to show you guys nuclear fusion for those of you who might not have seen it before. It's pretty simple to get set up and running, honestly. And then what we'll do is maybe circle back to salt at some point in the future. But I also don't want to, like, burn you guys out on nuclear reactions and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the plan here is to, like, get fusion up and running, because we're still producing some good RF a tick, right? If you look at, we're making around 83-ish thousand RF a tick. I want to do some fusion-y stuff. And fusion, of course, pretty much runs on water. So, you know, water, Minecraft, infinite resource, that kind of thing. Totally worth looking into. So, and there's actually like a lot of ways we can run different fusions. I think in our last Let's Play series, right, FTB Revelations, we went through all the different fusion reactors and powered many different ones from many different types of fuel. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I think I'm just going to set up one really big hydrogen fuel reactor. And if we feel like it, we could bump into future ones, right? But I think building a big, like a really big fusion reactor would probably be fun. I've only ever built small ones, like size 1, size 2. I'm thinking like a big one. I'm thinking like a really big one. And I don't know what that's going to entail, as it were. I don't know what it's going to entail. Let's try like a size 12. I think the biggest I've ever made is like size 2. So I'm going to go with a pretty big one. So what I've done is I spent time here. I prepared some auto crafting, right? So like let's see, if we were going to do a size 12, I think that would mean we would want like 50-ish of these. Oh, we're low on coal of all things. Coal? Really? Do we have coal seeds? We do, but I'm suspecting they're not 10-10-10s, are they? They are unidentified coal seeds at this point. I feel like we should totally get coal going. See, this is what happens. You go to do something. Yeah, 1-1-1. So let's see if my little buddy over here is behaving today. See if he wants to do the thing properly. We'll get ourselves some coal seeds, and that'll be a good time, right? Beep boop. We'll know if it works, because what'll happen is he's gonna replace, and he's not gonna juggle. See, that shouldn't have happened. That should have. That shouldn't have. You're being funny again, buddy. Alright, let me just... What I do here to fix this is we, like, literally just remove all these guys. And it, like, seems to usually solve it. Like, remove and replace is basically what we're talking about. So you're that connector. So that was all those guys. That should be cool. You guys are not, so you can go in here. This is what I'm hoping will solve the wonkiness. And I'm suspecting something somewhere has gotten derpy. And by removing all these things, we can fix it up, right? I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but let's see if you are behaving now. So you're 5 and 5, you're a 4, you didn't replace, so that's good. And then another one grew and broke. See, the 5 didn't replace another 5 that time. See? Behaving now. I'm suspecting whatever I did just fixed it. I'm hoping that to be true. And now we'll get another 5, I presume. Yes, and the 5s are getting voided like they should. So that's how you fix this if it gets stuck in the world download I provided you guys. So I think something somewhere is getting stuck in integrated dynamics. What that is, I do not know. But now it seems to obviously be behaving a little bit, and that's cool beans. Okay, so today we learned how to fix the derpage. I think that absolutely did it. I think that absolutely fixed it. We'll find out in a minute or two, I guess. I'm gonna get these coal seeds grown. Yeah, just for the record, guys, perfect. It's running perfectly now. So if ever this gets stuck, just remove all the cards and put them back in. It's funny, coal's like one of those things that you last consider as needing help with automating, right? Because you're like, number one, coal's a fuel, right? Generally, I'm using coal early on when I'm doing things like, I don't know, burning it for power. And then, generally speaking, later on, you don't need it as much, but you've already gotten a lot from your initial bulk. So it takes a while before you realize, oh, right, I should automate this and, like, have more of it. Yeah. There we go, 30. What's up, 30? Thank you. Thank you, Sir 30. That is very kind of you. And now everybody should be happy. So this should be my 10-10-10, I presume. You should be planting no more coal seeds, so you're ready for the next seed setup that I do. You are 10-10-10, so before I put that in my inventory, let's void all this stuff. And then you are 10-10-10, so you're going to go outside. And let's get you up and running. You know, I still also want to check out... there's so many things I want to check out still. I still haven't looked at dimensional doors at all. 100% something I want to do sooner than later. All right, so you're going to chill. How about here, mister? And then we're going to need some mystical agriculture. I'm going to want about half as many of those. Yeah, 7. And then my build to me building gadget. Whoop. Thank you. Dirt. Oh, I did have one in my backpack. I just couldn't find it. And that's you. And then down here, you're gonna go to, what is it, dark aqua is what we decided that is. So new filter, item stack, coal essence, dark aqua. And then you're gonna be this guy and apply. And that should be cool. Now let's just make sure we're voiding coal blocks or whatever it is. Do you have a void upgrade? Not yet. So I think one of these and one of these is in order. Just don't ever forget to do this. Otherwise, you're just going to have a big old mess in your AE system. My AE system is actually being kept relatively clean as a result of making sure that all my drawers are good. Right? Like, we don't have, like, a stupid amount of anything in particular. Which is cool. Alright. So now we should have lots of coal ready to rock and roll. You do the thing. Coal essence, give me all the coals. And then these 4 I'll just void. Because whatever. Alright, now perchance might you be enough. So let's see, fusion. If I have enough, cool. If not, you know, we'll have to do something else. So I want to say we're going to need about 50 of these. We're also going to need a fusion core. And we're also going to need about 500 transparent fusion reactor magnets-ish. Ooh, we need a lot more copper and lithium dust as well. Available is that many. We're going to need copper. I don't know if copper seeds are even out there yet. We have copper seeds, but they're not in any way good. So I'll let this thing kind of run on its own and not babysit it like I just did the coal. And then, you know, just know it eventually will become 10-10-10 in theory, and then everybody's a winner. All right, let's get the ball rolling at least. Just to make sure it kicks off correctly. That's the important part, right? Make sure that everything's behaving from the beginning, and then it should be fine. And I shouldn't need to worry about replacing the cards at this point. Like, the cards should behave themselves. Like, we should see a 3 show up there and not replace one of the other 3s. You know it's broken if a 3 replaces another 3. Or even worse, if a lower number replaces a bigger number. That's like the biggest one, right? So like if the 3 showed up here, we saw it flicker real quick. If that had replaced a 6 or a 4, that would have been a problem. All right, you guys behave. Lithium, huh? What's wrong with my lithium setup? Which one's lithium dust? Is that you, buddy? Okay, I remember now. Yeah, okay. Lithium dust. Let me make you a drawer upgrade for emeralds. So how much lithium did I need for the electromagnets I want? I think I need about 500. So that means we've got 2,000 available and we're missing 2,000. So about double. So let's have it keep 5,000 in stack. That sounds like a nice number here. So you sure can be 5,000. Which means you are now producing more lithium for me. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. All right. I'm setting things in motion that we're going to have to take advantage of probably next episode. The other thing that we were short on. So fusion we're taking care of. Right? Lithium we're taking care of. Coal is already taken care of. So see, lithium's going up now. That's going to be good. Copper will get added in there. We might want to do our drawer upgrades as well for copper drawer if it's not already upgraded. We'll find out. Whoops. There you are, copper. Yep. Yeah, you're gonna need boop and boop. Cool. All right, so that'll get that ball rolling. All right, so we'll do fusion. I'm interested, do you guys want to see the molten salt reactors, or are you not that interested in it? So do me a favor, in the comments of this video, let me know. Are you interested? Like, yeah, we want to see molten salt reactors. They're complicated, and it's going to take me several episodes to cover them. So do you want to see them, or would you like me to move on to something else? Let me know. All right, so let's just do like a little bit of build planning here. We know that the center block of a nuclear craft fusion reactor is going to be about a 3x3 space. Right? So that's cool. And then if I'm going to do a size 12, I think what that means is we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So that's definitely bigger than we can fit here. Yes, you are definitely in my way, machines. So that ain't gonna fit there. I don't know if this area might fit salt reactors. So if we decide to do that, that would be probably cool. What I'm thinking is, hey, look, I've actually been here before. Look, I never even realized this. I was right here. We drilled into that at some point in the past. That's cool. Let's do this. Let's clear out. Okay. Let's do something like this with my destruction gadget. So we're gonna go left 8, right 8, down 1. Go down 2 and up 14. Does that sound fairish? How does that seem? It seems pretty good, honestly. I like that. Actually, let's do... Actually, the depth should be 16. And I want connected rear... Yeah, okay, no. Perfect. Beautiful. I like it. And let's give you a depth of 1. That seems cool beans. So then what we can do is kind of expand this guy out a little bit, right? That shouldn't be a problem for us. Yes. All right, let me build this out real quick. I'm just going to expand the area here. And we'll be right back. I want some more of this rusty plate stuff. All right, guys, so roughly speaking, this is going to be the size of our fusion reactor. I didn't super math it out, but I think it's about right. That's what we're looking at for our fusion reactor size. That's going to be pretty decent sized fusion reactor. And don't forget there's electromagnetic rings that go on the outside of this thing. So it's going to be about 3 blocks larger than that on all sides. But it'll fit pretty well, and it should be cool. So how about we call that a good old win on where that's going to live, right? So that should be cool. And it's totally safe to build a fusion reactor like right on top of a natural lake of lava, right? There's no threat there, probably. I don't think anybody should be concerned about just like, hey, like, you know, if we were going to build a fusion reactor, we would probably build it on top of a volcano, right? Like in real life. I think that's science, right? Science would back me up on that. But because this is Minecraft, maybe we should get rid of the lava. I think that sounds like a good idea, right? Like no lava. Yeah, definitely better. Definitely better. I like my decision making right there. All right, so with that, what we want to start planning for, because we know what we're gonna need here, right? Let's say that we have a nice open area within which we can operate. Okay. Beautiful. And that's going to be our area right here. My goodness, I love how fast this thing mines. It's like instant. It's like a tick per block. It's so fast. It's almost too fast, but only almost. Cool. All right. So what we're going to have here, there's a lot of different fusion reactor fuels we can have. And next episode, we'll get around to actually building this thing. But let's build some of the prerequisites and some of the plans for it. So fusion reactors have a lot of different fuels they can burn. And there's a lot of different attributes that we can consider. The most basic of which is going to be hydrogen, right? So hydrogen fuel mixed with other hydrogen fuel will output deuterium. Right? So hydrogen plus hydrogen burned together, the output's going to be deuterium. You can combine hydrogen with deuterium and get yourself helium-3. You can combine hydrogen with tritium and get helium-3 and neutron fluid. And there's, as you can see, many different combinations of many different liquids here that'll get things going. The main attributes here are base combo lifetime, or in other words, how long the fuel lasts, right? So hydrogen lasts about 100 ticks or 5 seconds. For the base, you know, per unit of fuel, right? This combo is 150, this combo is 200, 350. So some last longer than others. There's also the base max power. This is how much RF a tick this thing will create at base. So for hydrogen, for example, is 44,000 RF a tick. It's going to be much higher based on the size of our fusion reactor and some other attributes, right? And also the optimal temperature at which it runs. In this case, 4430 million Kelvin, I think, mega Kelvin, something like that. Now this one produces a bit more power, 112,000 RF a tick compared to the 44,000 that we've got up here. And, you know, like this one, for example, 30 RF a tick. That, okay, that's cool. Hydrogen and tritium is not a good combination. I don't know why, you know, we're going from 112,000 to 30, not 30,000, 30. But this is 303,000, so you can see different values for different amounts. We'll probably, like I said, just go with a basic hydrogen reactor. If you're interested in seeing the fuel progression for fusion, check out my FTB Revelations theory series, where I did like several episodes on fusion reactors and getting them up and running. And wow, is it dark down here at night? Okay, cool. Today I learned. So that's what we're looking at, right? So fusion, we're just going to get a basic hydrogen reactor up and running, but I'm going to make the reactor pretty large in size, and I'll just be curious to see, because I've always done like, you know, size 2-ish, maybe 3 reactors. I'm going to see what a size 12 looks like. So how's my copper doing over here? So I haven't touched this since he was at whatever it was when we last looked at it. He's doing his own thing. He's doing a good job. So I'm happy about that. Let's check in on our lithium production. I'm assuming you're doing pretty good lithium. Yeah, 45 or 2,883. Nice. And considering my mechanism fusion reactor is not running right now, I'm sure this guy's doing just fine with his liquid lithium production. Beautiful. You're doing a good job, rotary condensator and lithium dust production. I mean, we could always make it go a little bit faster, couldn't we? Yeah, it's funny now that I don't have, you know, acceleration cards in here. Tick accelerating it doesn't help all that much. But now we're good. That's cool. There goes all our liquid lithium. I knew we'd be draining it out at some point. Cool. All right, I'll just let that thing run and produce the lithium it needs. What can we knock out in preparation for next episode? What we could get is start creating the hydrogen. So nuclear craft has a way to create hydrogen, right? Let's look up hydrogen options. But we've also already seen how to make hydrogen with mechanism. And we could probably tap into that a little bit, would be my thoughts, right? So what do we got going on by way of hydrogen production? Like, I'm thinking you're creating deuterium from your heavy water, right? So you're not actually creating, you're creating oxygen as a byproduct, but we're just dumping it. So heavy water here is getting deuterium directly. If I'm not mistaken, the only way in nuclear craft to get deuterium would be with fusion, right? Right, so there's mechanism deuterium, which we can get from, you know, here, obviously. And then there's deuterium from nuclear craft. Now, can we use liquid deuterium in a fusion reactor? We can. And that will, when combined with hydrogen, give me a higher base power. So what we could do, because we have access to a way to get deuterium directly, and deuterium plus deuterium is a lower base power. So 2 liquid deuteriums equals low base power. Liquid deuterium plus hydrogen, pretty good, right? And then you're 172 if you want to go liquid tritium and deuterium. That's 172K. And we can also get this directly from mechanism. You know, I'm just saying that's a lot better than the hydrogen. It's a lot better than the hydrogen. Should we look at that? Should we try that? Should we try being cheesy and cheesing it a little bit? I don't think helium-3 you can get from Tech Reborn. That's interesting. And liquid deuterium, right? So Tech Reborn has a way to get helium-3. That is, I don't know how. Okay. And then there's lithium that has 171. This is 172. I mean, I'm just saying deuterium and tritium would be a pretty cool trick, right? So you have liquid tritium from nuclear craft. Let's see, how do we get liquid tritium from nuclear craft? Well, that's interesting. We can condense. Okay, yeah. So we could do the liquid, so we could turn this into this, right? Your other option would be tritium from nuclear craft, which you can electrolyze heavy water, but you really get a super tiny amount, like super duper tiny. I guess you also get deuterium from this as well. Okay, heavy water from mechanism though. Yeah. Generally, what you would do is make tritium in a fusion reactor. So that's cool. Okay. So what we could take, right, is our deuterium and run it through a condensator. Now that's 1-to-1, so that, okay, that's cool, right? And then liquid tritium from mechanism, which again is a condensator and gets a 1-to-1. I'm liking the thought. What I'm thinking is, right, like you exist, tritium, right? So let's get a condensator. Let's get 2 of them, rotary condensator. And you're going to get a pretty big tank. Like, what's a nice sized tank we can get? We could get the ultimate fluid tank, so that'll be, you know, a decent amount of buckets, 112 buckets worth. Or we could get the tank. Let's get the thermal tank. Does that sound cool? I think that's a smart move. Because then what we can do is we can get our upgrade kit, because that'll do 512, right? If I'm not mistaken. So you're going to chill here, buddy, and you're going to get upgraded, and then you're capable of holding 512. 500. Really? 500? I would have thought 512. Why 500? I don't know. I am not the one who knows such things. So you're going to chill there, buddy. Okay, are my condensators done? Yep-a-roni. So let's make sure that you're behaving. So you, I want to eject out the left. Toggle op and decondensating. You might need to be rotated twice. Something, something. We'll figure it out. Oh, hey, there we go. Tridium turning into liquid tritium. Are you not going to auto output to the side for me? Because that would be super nice of you. Are you really? Oh, wait, that's ultimate pressurized. Okay, I was going to say. You should accept power from any side, right? I'm thinking a flux would be sufficient here. Flux plug is adding. Flux point is removing. Just get me a handful of these so I have them on hand. Seem like a smart move. So you might need to move over one. And then what we'll do is a ultimate mechanical pipe. Even though you guys have been a little bit fuzzy for me, but I think we'll be fine. If we need to switch it up, we need to switch it up. Cool. So you're going to get liquid tritium now. That sounds cool. And mechanism, good. We've got exactly as many of these as we need at the moment. And I'm going to get 64 more of the speeds and 64 more for next time we want to do stuff, right? I'll be happy that I did that. Cool. So now you're producing at a very rapid rate. You're filling up nice and quickly. And what we're going to see over time is I'm going to use this to start the reaction, and then we're going to monitor the situation and find out if the amount we're producing over here at our main base is going to supply enough tritium and deuterium to the nuclear craft reactor based on how big I make it. I'm making a really big one, so we might need more of these. And that's going to be an experiment we're going to figure out in an episode or two once we get to that point. Now you, sir, are probably going to want to move. So actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to move you. Boop. And I'm going to get rid of this thing, quantum entanglepers, because neither of you are actually being used at this point. If we think about it, these things were used for our mechanism and only our mechanism fusion reactor. I'm going to get rid of them, and we're going to compare using mechanism fuels, right, deuterium and tritium, whether the one that we made in the basement down there compares with what we're going to make out in our nuclear craft area. And I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be cool. So now what we want to have is another doot, and you're going to doot, and you're going to doot, and that's cool. So now you're decondensating, and give you a little bit of juice from the old Direwolf 20 network. Right, now you've got plenty of liquid deuterium going on. You're going to get a nice big tank. You're going to get a nice big ultimate mechanical pipe, and you're going to be in extract mode. There you are, sir. Thank you. And now you're going to get a bunch of liquid deuterium. And hopefully you will be able to keep up with the amount of deuterium processing that we need you to keep up with. You seem to be doing a good job, right? If we're paying attention to this thing is not dropping, which means all the processing that he's doing and the heavy water and all that stuff is, I mean, these guys are empty, so it's possible that there's just a large amount of fluid in these pipes. Yeah, you can see the fluid dropping in the pipe. So what we might wind up needing to do, see that dropped, and now this is dropping very quickly, and now you're running out of deuterium here, and you're gonna have trouble filling up. So we might need more pumps, and if that's the case, no biggie, we can easily expand this setup to produce more deuterium. And presumably at some point the solar neutron-y stuff, yeah, tritium is doing the same thing, right? He's getting low. But this guy's actually full now, so he should be filling back up. So that's good. So what we're going to want to see when we test this is how much tritium and deuterium does our fusion reactor use, and are we going to need to expand our solar neutron activators and whatnot to fuel this thing, right? Because we basically want to have unlimited fuel, right? We want this thing to run forever. All right, I feel like that's probably a good wrapping up point for the episode. We've got the basics of what we need. Copper seeds are getting there. It'll be a few more minutes. They'll get up to 30s. I'll probably babysit them for a few minutes now between episodes. When we come back next time, we will build our fusion reactor. We will test using mechanism fuels on them and see just how much power this combination is going to produce. I think it's going to be a lot, especially considering I'm making such a big fusion reactor. I'm just hoping that my fuel production is going to be able to keep up. And if it doesn't, we might need to investigate some shenanigans. We'll see, though. For now, though, it's my sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.